So I
We
guess
really cannot talk about this book, yeah.
I no. I'm trying to get to the end scene. I'm on my scrolling. Where am I? 65%. I'm reading my highlights, and I don't have a lot because it's mostly more of the same shit.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I did like
Brian,
when it did show that last scene, it was like you very much thought that it was Ned driving the car, but at the same time, it's like, but would he really put his family through that? And then it's all comes out. It's satisfying
You mean that Ned was the one who died?
that Ned was the one who didn't die.
Wait, you mean you thought that Ned was the one who died? Or which scene are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that,
version where
yeah.
it's like the
The
Bel Air crash
obituary. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
reading the obituary, and they have to tell the mom and the sister, like the rest of the family.
Damn, I didn't even think about the mom comment. You're right, because I totally was like, oh, no, it's Ned.
Yeah.
well, that's the one that got me. Was like because he's right. Like she just lost her fucking husband, and now she's about. You're gonna let her lose her son for I don't know, because you're for no reason because you cannot do anything, and that's you know
You
oh
know,
this is so relatable. It's that's the helpless part. When someone dies, you can't fucking do anything about it. That's it.
part of me wonders if he was also telling him because he knew that someone else was going to have to take over and that Ned was clearly going to join the force.
Yeah.
I don't know that they should have let Ned quit all the shit he was doing because I mean, clearly he was having like issues because what happened to his dad, which makes sense. But do you let him quit football and sweep up the floor at the police station because that's where his dad worked? I'm not sure that was
I mean, if I was his parent, no, but the cops are going to be like, hell yeah, another cop.
like what's up? Yeah, we need someone to take care of this car. Sit down. And that's like the whole time I'm like, just blow it up. Just blow it the fuck up. Blow it up.
You know
Blow it
what?
the fuck up.
For some reason, that thought never crossed my mind. Like, it never thought to me to try to destroy it.
That was my thought the whole time. I would have just destroyed this thing a long time ago. I'd have lit the goddamn thing on fire, put some dynamite in it, took it out back. I would have never even thought of what if you open the portal wider. Well, guess oops, won't be doing that again.
Yeah, that was a funny analogy. It was like,
But
yeah.
if the thing's decaying and you open the portal wider, who cares? It's still fucking dying.
That was
Yep.
also,
The rest of your world and maybe it.
yeah. Then you just screw everyone over. You're pulling a real Crimson King move right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit there and laugh maniacally. I need some sneeches.
Where's Patrick?
Yeah, I don't trust that guy.
You don't trust Patrick?
No, I'm gonna cut his fucking hands off.
Jesus, he saved the world. He saved all the worlds.
Not because he wanted to. He's a spoiled little brat.
Wait, I
You
don't.
never know when he's gonna change his mind and just draw your ass out of existence, like he did with the fucking Crimson King.
Okay,
Just like
why? What's with all the Patrick hate? Where did that
I,
come from?
I'm just saying, I don't trust him.
His
I
tongue
don't
cut
hate him, but
out. He was in
I
prison.
wouldn't want to be his best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Allie, what did you say?
Well, he was in prison for years and had his tongue cut out.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he was a kidnap victim.
I mean, he was. I'm not saying it was right, but
All the more reason not to trust him.
I'm not saying I don't understand why he did that.
Listen, I'm not saying what you're saying is impossible, but it's not like he's given us any indication. So I'm like, where the hell did that come from?
And he's still young. Wait till he meets like a woman or something. Yeah, right, right. Wait till he starts dating. He starts fucking erasing his exes out of it.
What could he do like that would benefit him as a career that would keep him safe, like with that power? I mean, I guess unless not using that power, but he likes to draw.
He could rule the world. Whatever he draws, like
No, I was thinking altruistically. He could make homes for the homeless and food. Yeah, he could solve a lot of world problems, actually. Never mind.
he could just like draw another Earth and like go there.
So you keep thinking evil, and I'm thinking he's gonna help people.
Well, that's not evil. That's just like fuck this shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. And I'm taking like and then just keep coming back. Like draw the people you like. And
Yeah, but if he draws, how does that work? If he draws a picture of an Earth, what is gonna be on that planet?
it's implied. We're not gonna worry about it. If he draws Earth, then his talent just
The hubris
inherently
of
knows that it has
humans.
to be the same. It's like if he drew a car with a bad trunk.
Maybe he drew the Buick.
Maybe he
Ooh.
did, and that's why all the details don't like add up.
He didn't know what a Buick actually looked like, so he just drew what he thought.
Fuck, he didn't even know what a car was.
So, yeah, but I don't think Patrick is the one doing all these things. So he just drew the car and someone else picked it up along the way.
Maybe.
I mean,
See, I bet this is a theory that Robin never thought about.
well, I hope she did. Doesn't she get paid to sit around and think about shit like that?
But not Patrick drawing the Buick from a Buick 8.
Well, somebody thought it. I'm sure.
I'm about to Google that. I bet you it's on Reddit.
Oh, right. Everything's on Reddit. It actually makes sense when you say it out loud. That's why it doesn't look right.
It does not
That's
make
why it's
sense. Why
always
would he?
shiny, no matter what. That's why fucking you can't do anything to the tires.
Okay, whatever. I don't care. I have a lot of issues with this theory.
Well, it hasn't been fully explored. I'm just we're throwing
Justice for Patrick. He didn't do anything wrong. He saved the universes, all of them.
did he?
So,
What would happen if he drew himself and then erased it?
Okay, but that didn't happen. Why are you trying to rewrite history?
I'm trying to redraw it.
Okay, Patrick.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck I am. Oh, I just passed the dog part, so I'm not going to do that to Mr. D.
Well, I think the problem is, again, not problem, but the story is so short. Like, we've covered probably everything by now because we're used to having like twice or three times or four times the length.
yeah.
I mean, it's almost well, yeah, like nothing really happens until the end, and then it's like, oh god, it's all in your face all of a sudden.
I
Like
do.
the car is almost subtle and like sneaky, and then it's like bam.
That is the question, I guess, more than where did it come from. The question that I would want answered is how does it kill the other people? Because it's definitely insinuating it killed his dad. It's definitely insinuating it killed Eddie. And I think that's it, right?
Eddie was a suicide, right?
Well, it was a car that drove into a wall. So you tell me.
Oh right, I was thinking gun, like the other guy,
No, that
George.
was George. Yeah, and even that, no, it wasn't George. They lied about it, right? Didn't he he got hung from the garage or something?
Yeah, well, I don't. Who lied about it?
Dallas police. All of the troopers. I thought there was a quick aside where he was like, and he didn't actually kill himself. He got hung. He got hung, caught up in the garage. But we changed the story or something. Maybe that was about someone else.
I think that was about someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, but why would you say a cop hung himself when he didn't? I don't think he would do that.
Because the car is more important. All things serve the car.
Beams serve the car.
Wait, you have the audiobook, or right? Or do you have the text book, the
Yeah,
ebook? I was gonna
both.
say search, but now I forgot the word I was gonna tell you to look for, so never mind.
Oh, that'll make it harder. Yeah, I'd say.
Beam?
No,
Car.
no. Oh, about George. Look up. Well, I don't know what series of words that would. I was gonna say hung in garage.
Right.
Or
Better, better not give me a porno or something.
On the book. What do you mean? Like search the text in the book.
Well, sometimes Kindle goes to the stories. I guess that wouldn't be on the Kindle story. Unless there's like the Red Hot Wife or something.
I was also half kidding. You don't have to do that. It's not that important. But
No results for hung in garage.
I would say look up garage, but that's a lot.
What was his name? George Moran, right?
George.
Wait, no, that's not the guy that hung up. That's
Which one killed himself? Was it Moran or was it Stanowski?
who the hell's Stanowski?
He was the one that saved all the kids. Oh, that's another thing I have to ask. Why would the Buick make the bus driver crash into that tanker? Like, what was the point of that?
to get everyone out of the station.
I was thinking that, yeah, because the Buick's sneaky, but that seems, I mean, okay, but everyone was at this, like,
Oh my
it's
God,
almost like,
you're right, because that was when the alien thing came out.
right, so nobody was supposed to be there, but there was a bunch of people there.
So so hold on, and that makes me think there wasn't that many people there.
4.
Yeah, it was the
But it's
two
not
people.
that big of a troop. There's only like 5 that work on the ship.
It was just the 2 dispatchers and then the 2 police officers who were dropping off the Nazi guy.
Yeah.
Brian Lippy.
But then that makes me think that the species has something to do with the car, because how in the world, like, was that a coincidence? Like, is the car working against the alien species? Like, why would it wait until there's no one there to send it through?
Maybe because it wanted it to be able to sneak away, to infiltrate.
Which makes me think that they're working together, unless or the car is controlled by the aliens or whatever, by that species.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that.
I looked up hung, so I have a lot of results.
Yeah, I would say garage, honestly, would probably give you better results.
The thermometer did a lot of hunging, apparently. I didn't realize.
It,
Like
wait,
every other result is the thermometer hung from this beam,
I,
or not the beam, the rafter.
I am surprised by that because I only remember them talking about the temperature, not like it being hung up.
Remember they bought a thermometer and put it in there?
But that was at the beginning. How many times are you going to say it's hung up on the wall?
On one page 200, and apparently they're still doing it. And now the creature hung on the board like something out of a Bela Lugosi film. Well, that must be the autopsy.
I don't get that reference either.
And they have all this video and all these pictures.
Yeah, how come we never saw any of that?
Yeah, what did
What was the point? I feel like he had a plan, or well, he never has a plan, but maybe there was an idea and it got lost.
Curtis was like recording everything, but he didn't know what to do about it because it never like led anywhere.
But
It's just like 20 years later, and they're like, okay, we're still doing it, and every now and then something still comes out.
well,
But
I
like you
mean,
said, mostly nothing happened ever.
Ned is still taking a Polaroid every 48 hours. Like, come on.
Ned's the kid, right?
Yeah, because that's how he figured out, or how he noticed the crack. Well, he probably because he stares at it every day, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't see it. I don't
Yeah.
working in.
Either way, that is the question that I want answered: is how is it like Pet Cemetery where it's a force that is compelling you? I mean, it has to be. It kind of said that, right? It's compelling you to do things. So, all right, actually, I kind of just answered my own question. If the force can compel you to get in the car and do all these other things, then why can't it compel you to kill yourself? Or
Compel shit. It can pull you into the car if it does. Compelling doesn't work.
for that matter, let's not forget that Bradley Roach was the first person who ever saw the car. So, like, why couldn't it control that person to kill another person?
And Bradley Roach is okay. So Bradley Roach is the guy that worked at the gas station where the Mr. Straker guy just dropped off the car, walked around the corner, and fell down a stream and was never seen again. And
Or
then,
use the portal because he wasn't looking at it at the time.
right. And then Bradley Roach is also the one who hit Curtis, right?
Yes, and it happened near the gas station. Oh, it
Where
happened.
at first
You know, the accidents happened near each other, but I don't remember what they were near. Was it where they found the car or where the car was kept?
it was near the McDonald's wrappers. He kept talking about them damn McDonald's wrappers.
Okay, well, that doesn't answer my question.
It was near the gas station where they had found the car.
Okay.
So the guy drove. No, we never saw him
But see,
actually drive the car, right?
that's even more confusing. So is that a source of power as well? The spot where the car first appeared?
Yeah, is there something about that gas station? Someone needs to go. These cops didn't even investigate that. I think he says that they never.
They're too busy ushering authors around town.
Right. But didn't he say something like they never investigated like the area where the car showed up or something?
To be honest, I don't remember. That feels like a
And he was
lifetime
like, "We're
ago.
supposed to be cops, and we never even thought of it. It never crossed our mind." Yeah, for me, I want to know who that guy is, or at least where he came from, how he got to that gas station.
I want to know. Okay, I guess I take it back more than anything. Was it on purpose or not? Like,
Had to be.
is this a trap or is this like a hey, this thing is gonna run out of juice. I gotta leave it here. Goodbye.
It was out of gas, and he didn't have
The oil's fine. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
yeah, because it probably doesn't have oil in it. It might have a dipstick, but there's probably no oil on the other side. Why did he say that? That's
Well, because he asked him if he needed an oil change.
the oil's fine. So we never saw it drive, right?
No, it drove in. I had to double check that part last time. It drove into the station. He saw that happen.
Okay, so we've seen it,
Yeah.
but then they had to tow it from the station. They couldn't get it to run, right?
Right. Well, drove maybe not be the right word. It got to the station.
Yeah, like we need to hypnotize Bradley Roach and like make him relive how like was it floating in there? Was it were the wheels touching the ground?
It's because last time I remember I had to look it up. I'm trying to look it up again now, but I remember specifically thinking like he saw it move to the gas pump. Like it wasn't like he looked up and it appeared there. He saw it come in.
And then it was a full service station, so he went out. The guy went around the corner.
I like
Hey,
how
need
he
an oil change?
It's funny how he says like back then they actually pumped your gas for you, and I'm like, have you ever been to New Jersey?
I know. Uh, New New Jersey's so far behind. That's the first thing I thought. I was
Well,
like,
that's
back
the
then,
least of
shit.
what I hate about New Jersey, but not
New
just kidding.
Jersey's great. I like old Jersey. I don't even know where that is. England, I guess.
That's a good point. What is Jersey? I've heard of all the others, but not that one.
There's a York, I'm for sure. Actually, there's a York in Pennsylvania, much less England.
It's like 25. Well, no, I'm not going to dox you. Never mind.
Right. Not that far away. Yeah. Jersey's worst, best feature is every time I want to hang a left.
What does that mean?
It means you can't. You have to go right and go in the circle to go left.
I've never noticed that.
If you're on like a main highway, you cannot turn left in the state of New Jersey. You have to take like the jug handle to the right and cut across. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah, I can picture it. I just have never, I try to
Yeah.
forget whenever
No,
I'm in New Jersey. So
they call it the Jersey slide because you're trying to turn left and you're like, oh fuck, and then you slide over to the right lane so you can make the left.
that state, I mean, okay, I was gonna say that state's not big enough to be pulling stuff like that. But I guess if you're gonna do something dumb, it might as well be a small state.
It's like 3 times the size of Delaware. Come on.
Okay,
So it's like 10 feet.
right.
Small. Jersey's relatively.
Oh, you're right. You know what? I'm sorry. You're right. I just got this wasn't supposed to be about the states that I hate, but I got it mixed up with Maryland real quick.
Yeah, there is a whole like north part of Jersey too.
Yeah,
New
yeah,
York and
yeah.
all that.
After you said that, I pictured it on the map, and I realized I was speaking of
Like,
Maryland.
wait, so do we still hate Jersey or do we hate Maryland? I'm
Both,
confused.
but because well, it's legal because I buy weed from Maryland now. I love them more than Jersey.
Jersey is also legal.
Yeah, but I don't buy weed from them
Well, maybe you should.
anyway.
Right? Back to the haunted car. Maybe
Okay,
it's a ghost. Maybe like this is like
it's not a
the
ghost.
you need to let me get you need to let me get going. My God.
I mean, okay, sorry. Explain your theory.
I don't want to now.
Just it's not like there's nothing about this that says ghost. Like
Yeah, it doesn't seem very paranormal, I guess.
there's so many physical remnants of things. Like I that's really only my good argument. So like I mean, yeah. Well, that's like, because I was thinking about, you're right, the whole like it gets cold every time they come around. But I think that has more to do with the whole like the light quake phenomenon than it has to do with ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like the same kind of idea, but yeah, I don't think it's ghost. I think it's I don't know. Maybe charging the portal sucks the heat out of the room.
Okay, so real quick, I went back to the very beginning to look it up again. Brad Roach was sitting in the office. Dot dot dot. The bell in the garage dinged as the tires of a vehicle rolled over the hose on the tarmac. So whatever
Okay.
that means, the tires of the vehicle rolled over the air hose.
The air hose is the thing in the old school that would, when you pulled up to the gas pump, you would roll over it, and then it would set off a bell in the gas station, so the attendant knew there was someone out there, so he would come out.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So if it rolled over, it was like ding ding. I can hear the noise in my head, but
Is it
not
like the
since I was
sheets noise
what's the sheets noise?
when you order food but they haven't accepted it yet and it just goes ding, ding, ding,
Yeah, kind of. It's more bell
ding,
like, but
ding?
it's an actual bell. Yeah, that thing's annoying. Like hit the fucking button.
Yeah, I'm like, accept my food already.
Yeah. Like, oh great, they haven't even started my order yet. And they're looking at me like, well, go pay for it, slacker.
I have to go to the bathroom first. Leave me alone.
I know. Yeah, they're always waiting on me whenever I have to go pee. But if I don't, then it takes 20.
Well,
Anyway,
either way, the point is the car moved there. I don't know how, but it did.
yes, and it was rolling on its tires
Right.
also.
It moved there, it hit the sensor, but he didn't actually see it move.
Yeah, that is fair.
He just heard the air hose bell, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see. you could step on them really hard and make them go off too.
I mean, it's kind of ambiguous. It says the bell in the garage dinged as the tires of a vehicle rolled over the air house.
He's not really saying whether he saw it or not,
Brad looked
because
up
that's
to
what.
see a car. Like, yeah, I guess maybe he's assuming it was the tires of
Oh,
a
so Brad
vehicle.
wasn't looking.
No, let me read it again. The bell in the garage dinged as the tires of a vehicle rolled over the air hose on the tarmac. Brad looked up to see a car pull up to the, shoot, I missed that part. Brad looked up to see a car pull up to the second of the station's two pumps. So he did see it move.
Okay.
And it never moved after that, right?
Not voluntarily, yeah.
Not in this dimension, anyway. Not in the traditional way. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a trap. That can't be. It doesn't seem like
I was
he
on
was like,
this,
like,
sorry.
why didn't he come back for the car if he didn't leave it there on purpose?
Well, I fully believe he went back through the car to his own world. So I kind of agree with you. I think it was sent there.
Did he go around the corner and disappear? How did he do that?
Remember later on, they were like, that was the thing that the cops were like, oh, I never thought about that. Where it was like, did he tell you he never saw him? Or did you just assume that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, well, actually, no, he didn't tell me that. So, like, he could have been looking away and it could have happened while he was looking away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did anybody follow this guy's back trail? He could
So,
be sitting there on the side of a stream with a broken leg.
no, they did. Well, they did. They went and looked for him. That was the first thing they did. Because he saw the coat, or he saw what he thought was a coat, but it was something else. I don't remember.
You
It
mean
was
he went in the bathroom and there's like a portal in the bathroom? Wait, isn't that from something like Bill and Ted or something?
I
They
was
have to get.
thinking, honestly, I was thinking 11/22/63, but not a bathroom.
You mean the restaurant?
No, where the other time portal is.
I don't remember.
That was a joke. Yes, the restaurant.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
I guess there was. Yeah, I guess there was. Never mind. No spoilers. Well, we can spoil it, right? We fucking talked about that whole goddamn book.
Even if Allie reads it, she's not going to care. Well, I shouldn't speak for you, but I don't think you're going
I'll probably forget by the time I actually read it.
to
Yeah, there was only one portal. Yeah, I guess I forgot that.
Yeah. But, like, if you
I
just,
was thinking about that book today for some reason. Like, you do the first 200 pages of going. Maybe I shouldn't go into detail. It feels like such a like fuck. Now we got to do it for real.
yeah, well,
Then you do it, and then you're like, okay, now let's do it. That was practice. Let's do it again.
that's his bread and butter. Are you kidding me? I feel like he could have written, like, instruction manuals for a living. Like,
Wait,
he just loves extra detail, extra
yeah,
imaginings. Like, I remember reading at the end of this, one of the characters goes on this long, oh, I think it was like one of the times Sandy was getting mad at him. He went on this long tangent thought train. I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. Get on with the point.
yeah, like this whole thing with these old songs in this jukebox that nobody
Yep,
ever heard of.
yep, yep.
Uh, I was like, okay, I highlighted one. I was like, I don't know that song, and then I was like, well, I don't know that one either, or that one, or that one. I was like, okay, he's going way deep on these.
There might be some clues I'm missing because so much of that, my brain goes, not important, not important, not important.
Well, I tried to picture it where he's like, it's like a I don't know something just occupying his brain. The pink look, like I could see what he was seeing because I know exactly what he's talking about,
Yeah, I mean,
but I
I've seen
didn't
a
know the song.
jukebox. I understand.
Right, and then with the pink like thing around the white paper label, like I was picturing it all. I'm not, like Green Eyed Lady, I knew, and that's about it.
He must have like close to a photographic memory because the way that he describes things so much, I'm like, dude, I get it. You don't need to go into that much detail.
But then again, if he didn't, would you still be picturing it the same way?
Yeah, of course. I mean, for all of the complaining, like, that's how you know I'm a true fan is because I can still point out some criticisms, but like,
Right, and so
obviously, I love the detail that he does for a lot of things.
right.
It's just he can't turn it off. And that's how you get pages and pages of things that we don't care about.
Well, yeah, and he makes it up as he goes. So he has no plan. So sometimes he goes down some stupid corners. You're like, okay, moving on. Put the
Hmm.
fucking coke down. Put
It
the
makes
whiskey
it,
down.
yeah, I was thinking that too. It makes it a little easy to speed read because I can be like, okay, I can about to tell we're going on a tangent that is not important to the story.
Yeah, I always go back to the what is it, 20 pages of Stan's wife who we never see again. Like, okay, I did not need that.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know where the fuck we were.
I don't remember how we got there. Yeah.
The Buick tries to eat. So yeah, they tell him that it tries to eat him.
I do have to say, I was kind of like, there's been a lot worse endings. I felt like this was very anticlimactic. Like, I thought, like, we all said something new was gonna happen, but I didn't think it was gonna be like basically nothing happened.
Yeah, as much ado about nothing, right?
Because, like, all that happened was Eddie died, and Ned is a police officer now, and the car is breaking down and dying.
Eddie, where did Eddie die?
He
Was
died
he
on,
near the gas station?
yes.
Huh. I think you're starting to. Yeah, I think this gas station might be a portal or something,
Yeah, I didn't put that together until after I asked
right?
where is the power
We
coming
start
from.
saying it out loud. Oh, I like it. I was like, what? So the car used Bradley Birch to kill your dad. So what? Now it can kill you too? What? Buy one, get one free?
It's like, well, you're the one that told him everything about it.
Right. I wouldn't have known any of this if it wasn't for you, asshole.
Oh, I meant to say that earlier too. I wonder if part of like him getting mad was supposed to be us picking up on the uh, aggressiveness isn't the right word, but like Ned is being so consumed by the car already that that's the only thing he cares about, and maybe that's what part of that was.
Part of it, but it seemed like, and he said something like he didn't want to hear what Sandy wanted to tell him. He wanted to hear what he wanted to hear, and Sandy was mad that he didn't want to hear like the parts that he wanted him to hear.
Oh, I'm not saying Sandy was in the right, but I'm saying maybe that is a subtle way of saying like, because like Sandy is like, slow down, dude. I'm gonna tell you what I want to tell you, but then the obsession is already taking control of Ned, or he's like, no, tell me what I want to know, because I don't know why.
Yeah,
I guess
the
that wouldn't
exalted
make
president.
sense because knowing more wouldn't really help the car. So never mind.
Do you think there's going to be a welcoming party? Do you think they're are expecting them to send the exalted president of the yellow skin, pink hair people, or maybe the emperor of the alternate universe to say howdy?
Yeah, there's no getting past like you're gonna die as soon as you get there. So,
Yeah, like well, again, you're mad and you can't do anything about it. At least he has the car to like focus his anger on.
but you know what? Like, I know you're giving him a little bit of shit, but like he's not expressing any of this to Ned. It's just thoughts he's having briefly, and he's able to process them like a mature adult.
I know. It feels very old man like, damn kids, fucking listen when I tell you to listen.
Yeah, but a lot of old men would say that out loud, and he didn't at
Yeah,
all.
well, that's true. A lot of men would be like, fuck you, I ain't telling you shit.
I don't want people to be able to read my thoughts all the time, that's for sure.
Maybe they should have waited till he became a cop. You're like, all right, now that you're here, guess what? It's a trap.
Kind of had an issue with that too, but something tells me that's also how it goes with the force, where I was like, you kind of like, this kid is doing police work, but he's not even an employee.
I mean, that might be a thing in like small, town, middle
Rural
of nowhere.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Who knows? We just call Western Pennsylvania Ohio. It's not really Pennsylvania.
Is that like, isn't that Pittsburgh?
Yes. I'm
I mean,
Team Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh is not rural, but I guess somewhere around there.
Pittsburgh is in the middle. It's in a valley between a bunch of mountains, and it's where three different rivers meet. It's like the city. It's like it's not like Philly. Like the city's much smaller, and like half of it is like nestled up in the hills. So there's a lot of like you can look up and see houses in the mountains around you. So it's really cool geography. I actually like that part of it. But then like the second you start to get out of Pittsburgh, it's like country almost immediately. And it's almost kind of country-ish while you're in the city. Like there's nothing in Pittsburgh that's like downtown Pittsburgh is like I don't know 5 blocks of traffic. It's not that. It's not Center City.
Yeah, there's no traffic in DC or Philly. I actually don't drive in Philly that often.
DC never drove in if I didn't have to. I would just take the metro.
Yeah, that was sarcasm. DC is awful. Philly actually is not that bad now that I think about it.
Well, Center City is awful always.
Well, yeah, all
76
the
is just
stadiums there.
then there's two 76s in Pennsylvania. It's very confusing. So there's the Turnpike, which is Route 76, and then when you get to Philly, there's 76. It's the annex to get from like the county into the city, and that road sucks. Both of them suck, but that one's even worse. It takes to 76.
They ran out of numbers.
Yeah, I don't know how that's even allowed because they're both
Considering
interstate.
95 goes from north to south, yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, well, I guess the
Like,
turnpike is not an interstate 76. This is how they get away with that
is there
because
another
it's just Pennsylvania
95?
Turnpike.
Whatever. We're getting so off topic.
No, there. No, well, 95. There can't be. I don't
That's my
think.
point. So how is there another 76?
I think because it's Pennsylvania only, not interstate.
Okay.
Because the Pennsylvania Turnpike isn't interstate. Anyway, fuck, we talking about this shit.
Rural Pennsylvania.
Oh, right, that. So it is very rural around once you get outside of it.
Yeah, I've only been to a rave there, and it was at I can't remember the event, the venue, but it was a big stadium where they had an outside stage. So it looked very city when I was there.
We just got Phillies tickets, or excuse me, we got Pirates tickets when we were in Virginia for Christmas from
Oh.
people that were there who I think went. Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I'm not going to finish that sentence.
I was gonna say I know who you're talking about, but now I want to know.
I think it was an oh shit, we don't have anything moment.
Yeah.
Here, take this.
Who are the Pirates?
Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Baseball.
baseball. Okay. Whoa, I feel like I've never heard of them.
They haven't been good in your lifetime. Um, so I will have to see if the Phillies are going out there. But we go out to Pittsburgh every year or two. Not every year, but like 3 out of 4. I like Pittsburgh, actually. I don't like their
Football.
sports teams necessarily, but I don't have a problem with the Steelers other than they've won 6. So let some other people catch up. And they've been doing that to their credit. They haven't been winning anything.
You're mad at them because they're good?
Not mad, jealous.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I'm glad you can admit it.
Oh, sure. I wish my team had 6 fucking Super Bowls. We just got one after 50 years. For Christ's
Go
sake.
Birds.
At this rate, oh, yep, see? Go for it. There's a shirt, I think it's on Etsy, that's like, Go Birds, and it's like a dictionary definition, it says, hello, how are you? Have a nice day. Good luck to you. It says like 45 things on it. Kind of funny.
Well, I told you the only reason I say that is because on It's Always Sunny, for like the entire season after the Phillies, not Phillies, after the Eagles, excuse me, won the Super Bowl, like they would be like fighting with people on the show, and then just randomly the two, like they would be like, "Go Birds,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, it's like amen." They're like, "Go Birds," and then back to fighting.
Yeah. And that's the way it is, though. It's true. Like I might hate you, but Go Birds.
Go Birds. Yeah, of course.
Right. We're all unified. Go Birds. Yeah, they could be, like in a fist fight, like Go Birds.
Such Philly
Like
energy.
Like the Family Guy, where they have to stop and like take their medicine in the middle of their fight. Okay, I guess we're over this call.
Yeah, how much of this podcast is actually about this book?
Not at all. I mean, there wasn't a lot to say, right? Do we have any?
I think I got all my grievances out there, comments, and like I did really enjoy it. It was definitely a great, like an appetizer.
It's a tight story short story for us, not literally, but for Stephen King. It's it's about a third of the size of the shit we have been reading.
Yep.
Even Tommyknockers went for damn near 900 pages. I was like, fuck. I thought that was more like a 500 pager.
I was not. I thought we were doing a short book after the stand, and I was like, oh, this is not a short book.
Honestly, it could have been 500 pages.
Yes.
Might have been a better book. I remember the second part, like when I read that as a kid, like the second half was great. The first half was like, okay, let's get through it. That kind of didn't change.
It's a love. I don't even say hate, but it's just something you have to accept. It's unconditional love with Stephen King. How about
that?
Yeah, right. But like this was, Dreamcatcher was long, and you had the tower stuff, and this was just like, okay, back to what got you there. Let's just sit around and tell a little story about a fucked up car. Have some weird shit happen that we don't know why. And we don't know where we're going with it, but it works.
Well, and that's the wonderful thing about horror is you don't have to explain where it comes from or where it goes. It's just about the journey.
There was something, I think it might be George Martin, and if it's not, my apologies, but like fans are complaining that like he hasn't finished Game of Thrones and all that. He's living the dream, man. He got paid by HBO. He's like, whatever, I ain't writing shit right now.
It's kind of funny though. Like, more power to him, but it's like, so did you? It's like the opposite of Stephen King. So you didn't write
Yeah,
because you
I know.
wanted to. You wrote for the money.
Well, there's I could believe that. I mean, his books are good, but there's a lot going on every page. They're not easy reads.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's a thing on YouTube with Martin and Stephen King, and first thing he does, he turns to Stephen King and he goes, "How the fuck do you write so much?"
Well, especially if that's like what probably the number one complaint George R. R. Martin hears is like, finish the series.
But it's Neil Gaiman. That's how you say his name, right?
Yeah.
Sandman guy, who's one of my favorite comics in the '90s. He was like, "Sir, George Martin owes you nothing. I owe you nothing. Stephen King owes you nothing. Just because we don't finish and you don't like it doesn't mean we don't have to. So get off my ass
Is
with
this
that. You have to
misery?
finish." I mean, it's kind of fucked up if you don't finish, right? I mean, I understand what he's saying. He doesn't owe it to you, but it would still be pretty,
Well,
douchey.
to be fair, so like I haven't read Game of Thrones. I've only watched the first two seasons. Like, not everybody, like, look at Anne Rice. Not everybody writes a book including there to be, or intending for there to be more.
Oh, he clearly did.
Okay, well then that's a little different then. Yeah.
Like the story does not finish. You could not read one book and go, "Oh, okay, that was cool." You can't read. You can read the Last Dark Tower book kind of without reading any of the other ones, but you can't do that with Game of Thrones because the story arc goes over several books of what the characters are going through.
I also can't like. Is there a series where the author hasn't finished before? Like, did they die before they could finish? I don't know because
Yeah, the guy that does the Bourne, what's his name? Ludlum. He died before he finished Bourne.
When
Bourne
I,
Ultimatum, Bourne Supremacy, all that shit.
I
And
think
he references someone that died before they finished, and he was like, "Fuck, I don't want to be that guy," and that's why he wrote like the last three books right away.
Allie, what did you say?
I think Terry Pratchett died when he was still writing like the Discworld series. But he like slated people to be his ghostwriter and told them kind of wanted it to go, maybe.
That's kind of sad.
See, that's total. See, that makes George R. R. Martin feel like even more of an asshole. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Just finish it.
Yeah, like these guys are setting up people for when they die to finish their fucking idea, and you're just like sitting there drinking vodka. I mean, Christ, look at you going to, never mind. I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Why, you afraid he's gonna hear you?
He's clearly enjoying life.
And I'm sure he's listening
I
to
would be
this
too. I don't know that I
podcast.
would finish. What?
And I'm sure he's listening to this podcast.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to be mean for no reason.
I don't think you're even being mean. It's just, again, it's like, to me, and this isn't even an insult, but it kind of makes it clear what his motivations are if he's not compelled to finish writing because he's happy
I mean,
with all the money.
okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
I
I
said it's
mean,
not an insult. It's just an observation.
I kind of wish it wasn't that way, but I don't. I'd like to think. I don't know that I would be any different. I like to think that at first I would be George Martin, but at some point I would go back to being Stephen King. I wouldn't want to. I don't know that I'd want to be George Martin forever.
Well, I think it depends on, I mean, and again, this isn't like a criticism of why people do things. Like, I think the term sellout is dumb because I'm like, if you could do something and make a bunch of money, wouldn't you do that? Like, regardless of what, I mean, not what it is, but like, if it's like not, what other people think you should be creating. So I definitely agree. If he's happy, then he doesn't need to write anything more ever again in his life. But if
No,
he
and HBO
wants,
finished it anyway. They were just like, "So where are you going with this?"
maybe.
He was like, "We'll do this, this, and this, and we're good." And then I don't have to fucking even write the damn thing.
See, I don't like that because I feel like if he ever does finish it, the TV is just going to influence whatever he writes.
And then it started going on a different. The TV show started going on a different path there in the last like book or two. Like they knew that they were going to have to do their own thing.
I always say to people, I'm like, if you don't like it, write your own book and see how easy it is. Or make your own movie or whatever. Write your own song.
It can get fun when you like get in the zone and just start going.
For sure.
But it is time consuming, no doubt. Like writing's weird because like you think of shit, and then by the time you get it on the paper, you're like, wait, what was that? Because you like while you're thinking, while you're writing one thing, your brain's moving ahead thinking of something else, and by the time you get there, you go, what was that?
Imagine how people wrote books before typewriters even.
Mm.
Well, they could have at least erased pretty easily.
Yeah, but I mean, trying to get their thoughts down as fast as you can physically write them. You have to like
Yeah, I think
pause your brain.
he talks about that in It, right? Like as Bill, like the terror of losing the idea before you could get it down on the paper or something like that.
I've said this many times, but if anyone was going to make me believe in a god, it would be someone like Stephen King, where there's some kind of force flowing through him.
Maybe we should start a church of Stephen King.
Yeah, see, I'm trying not to be cynical about everything, but I already am like no church, no religion.
Like they did in Family Guy, the Church of the Fawn.
I know, but any organized religion just is like seems no good to me.
Oh, just because it's church. Wait, does it have to be religion if it's church? We'll call it something else. We'll call it Scientology. Nope, that's been taken.
Yeah, no. All those names also just sound like cults too, so
Kingology.
no.
That sounds very medieval.
I'm your number one fanology.
All right, I'm your number 2 fan. That would have been the other name of our
I'm your
podcast.
number 164th fan.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to be even in the top 10.
So that way it's less off-putting.
No, number 1 fan I think is
Kathy Bates.
writing concordance.
Well, that's
Well, that's
actually
not true. She just got lucky. She just happened. She lived in Maine. That's how she got lucky. Because he went to like the University of Maine. He was like, I need someone to like do this shit for me. And he was like, oh, how about Rob? Oh, so she didn't even really have anything to do with him before she started her life changing journey.
Quick question. Do we know what we're doing next?
So, Evil Things or Bag of Bones?
I have
Is
both,
what I say.
so I'm fine with either.
Bag of Bones has been coming up in different things lately. So, like, as a matter of fact, today I was reading out Two Talented Bastards, if that's not a Maine accent, from You Like It Darker. And they were like, oh, yeah, out on Dark Score Lake, something, something. I was like, wait, I've heard of Dark Score Lake. And then they were like, the Noonan place. They're like, yes, that's Bag of Bones.
Mm,
It's where it takes place. Danny Noonan on Dark Score Lake is Bag of Bones.
what is that?
Let's see what it says. Let's read the description.
Is it a show?
No, it's a book. What do you mean?
Oh, like what were you watching where they said that?
Oh, I was reading the You Like It Darker.
Oh, you said that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Two Talented Bastards is the first story in You Like It Darker.
When you said things have been referencing it, for some reason I thought you meant like on TV.
No, actually,
Yeah,
Stephen King's been referencing it itself. And I
right.
saw something. I was watching something that made me think of it. I don't know what it was. So that's been coming up lately. And that's one that like not many people know about that I think is, it's
Is
classic.
is Bag of
This
Bones?
side versus that side, and the town gets involved. All that stuff.
Is it a novel or is it short stories?
No,
Why did I think it was short stories?
Bag of Bones. No, you're thinking of has the same cover. Everything's eventual, maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
The
Yeah,
cover looks the same.
yeah.
And Bag of Bones has a historical thing. It has a lot going
Well,
on.
it sounds like that's your pick then.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, we've been doing Needful Things, so pick one, but I can do Bag of Bones.
Is Needful Things the one where we have to do Desperation afterward or no?
No, that's Regulator.
No, we do have to do Needful Things. Oh, that's the other thing. In Two Talented Bastards, he was like, blah, blah, blah. We could go to Haven or we could go down to the Rock, but that's too far from here or something. Anyway, my point is, in this story, the Rock still exists.
What's the
In
Rock?
Needful Things, Castle Rock.
Hmm.
In Needful Things, they blow up Castle Rock. So I don't know if there's like a timeline.
I mean,
It might be a flashback. I'm not sure yet.
it's also hard because there's always other worlds.
So actually, yeah. So both of them came up. Needful Things and Bag of Bones lately. I think I'm gonna do Bag of Bones though, because I remember that less. But they're both. Yeah.
I'm down for
Let's just
Vagabond.
call them our next 2 books, and you guys pick the order. How about that?
How do you feel, Alex?
I'm good with Bag of Bones and Needful Things.
That works for me.
Okay. Allie, who is your friend who requested us to talk about this, and we talked about everything else besides this?
Joseph.
Shout out to Joseph.
Shout out Joseph. No, we talked about it all. It's too short for us to do in our normal podcast time.
It's kind of the same. Every chapter for a while was like, okay, something else came out, and we dealt with that, and then something else came out, and then we dealt with that. It's like, okay,
I
I
think
get it.
it also feels shorter because we did Tommyknockers and then this book, so like it's almost like we can just refer to like that in Tommyknockers. We're like, yeah, that's like that, and that's like that.
Yeah, or Christine. Too bad we didn't do Christine because it's probably if it's not in Tommy Knockers, it's in Christine.
I have not read that one.
Yeah, it's actually not one of my favorites. The whole idea is kind of dumb, and I mean, the story's great, but I just never got on board with the whole thing. I wasn't. I was reading it because it was Stephen King, not because I was all in and I was believing what was happening. But the movie's pretty cool. I actually like the movie. I think it works better as a movie.
So we said Bag of Bones next, right?
Yeah. What is that? What's today's date?
It is the 5th.
25.
That would
Crazy.
be the 19th.
We kind of have to do it then. Nobody can say that. Nobody can say they can't do it if it's on the night.
I don't disagree, but I also feel like that would be the day where who knows what could happen.
All three of us would be like, "Oh my god, you wouldn't believe the day everything is fucking going 19 today." Well, and then we'll be like, "That's because of the Dallas police." All right, 2 week end of the podcast. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.